What's up? It's your girl Lily Rayne, and I just jumped off the porch with Dirty Glove Bastard.
I got a question I would like to ask you. Would it be too soon in the bathroom? Would it?
All right, y'all. So we got my favorite jumping off the porch today, Lily Rayne.
What's poppin', y'all?
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. We finally got you up on here, though.
Yeah, man. It's about time, for real.
Okay, so when I first was introduced to you, Lily, it was from your single Pink Lemonade. And I was like, nah, she the one. Like,
Right
she
up.
goes crazy. But before we dive into your journey with R&B, I gotta hear your perspective on this. What is your perspective on the whole R&B is dead?
My perspective on that shit, I just feel like motherfuckers is listening to the wrong things. Like, there's so much music out there in this world to digest, like, and it's like R&B, and then it has like, it's like branches, like, you know, it could be R&B, but in this world, like the alternative, you know, shit like that. I just feel like R&B has grown and evolved into so much other things, like, just like hip hop.
Right.
You know?
Do you feel like older musicians kind of have a hard time, coming to terms that this is a new wave of R&B, like this is a new sound that's coming out right now?
Old people always be stuck in their ways, bro. They don't want to they don't want to accept new shit. But it's like, you either accept it or like you just gonna get left behind. Like, that's just how the world's moving. For real.
Now we gotta get into your background. If I'm not mistaken, you from Rhode Island?
Yes, PVD,
Okay, cool.
Providence, Rhode Island, the best state in the whole country. We got the best women, the best food. It's just so much culture out there, like PVD, Road Girl, all that.
Now take us through your upbringing in Rhode Island. Well, Providence, Rhode Island.
Shit, like, you know, it was cool. Like, you know, Providence is so small, so it's like everybody know everybody. Everybody done went to school. Like, you got fucking friends that dated somebody you used to date before. That's just how shit is there, because everything's so small and compact. But, like, my upbringing was good, like, you know. Like, I had some trouble, like, during, like, you know, high school and shit, just like, you know, growing and figuring out some shit, you know, becoming my own person. But, like, you know, like, I done been through some shit, but, like, you know, my upbringing was good. Like, you know, I kept, like, the right influences around me, even if, like, I was doing some, like, off the wall shit. Like, I still had, like, a conscience in my head because of my grandma, you know. It's just like, I'm always try to do the right thing, you feel me? But my upbringing was good, like, you know. Rhode Island is just it for me, like, but I just felt like I got real comfortable out there, so I had to just, you know, expand, like, somewhere else.
Right. Now, looking back, what would you say was like a major lesson that you had to learn the hard way growing up?
Stop taking shit so personal. Like, me, I be taking, bruh, like, and I get why people take shit personal, but, like, really, that's not, everybody their own person, so it's just like, you know, you gotta understand why somebody would do something or why, like, you know, a certain situation happened, and not really take personal and just keep it moving. But that was my biggest thing. And also, like, really, like, I don't like listening to authority, like, at all. Like,
woo,
that's my biggest thing. But now I've been getting better at that, for real.
So I gotta ask, like, you know, you stated that not taking things personal, you know, with the music industry, it can be kind of crazy sometimes where it's like, how can you not take that personal? But how in the hell are you learning to kind of just chill and be still?
It's because, like, I feel like I know what I possess. I'm coming as me. Like, can't nobody be me. and shit, nobody can be anyone else. So like I just walk in the room as myself, and I try not to do too much. You either fuck with me or you don't. Like that's just how I like to keep shit, and just keeping that confidence within myself. Like, you know, like, feel me? Like my time is gonna come. Like for real.
Now, right before you started pursuing your career in R&B, what were you doing?
Music.
Oh, so you always
like I was always doing that shit. Like since like a kid, like I was writing songs. Like maybe like 5 years old. Like high school, I went to like a tech high school called the Met, and it was like a school, it was like internship based. So I got an internship in high school at a recording studio, and that's really where I like recorded my first song and like shit like that, and just understanding like the technology and Pro Tools and all that shit for real. So yeah, I really been doing music for all my life, but like I recently just started putting out shit in 2016, like publicly. Like I have a bunch of like songs I did like that I'll never show the world, but like, you know, yeah, publicly 2016, that's where I was just like, yeah, fuck it, I'ma just put some music out, you feel me? But I did want to be an actor, like, for real. Like, and I'm still trying to do that. I'm gonna definitely dabble in some acting shit, like that Euphoria shit. I'm seeing they just hiring people, like, shit, put me on there.
Dan, why do I kind of want to put you on the spot and have you act out one of your favorite scenes?
Yeah.
No, I'ma chill.
Don't do that.
But I do want to ask you, what is your experience right now with being an independent R&B artist?
What's my experience?
What is your experience?
It's cool. Like, for real, it's hard. It is like, you know, it's like I'm doing this shit, you know, by myself. Like, yeah, I got like a few people that help out, but really it's like the way that the shit is going is getting like a little bit too much. So I'ma, you know, fuck with some management, fuck with different, you know, people that can help make the story bigger. But it's fun though. Like, I own all my shit. Like, I don't got nobody telling me what to do, what to sound like, what to wear. Like, it's fun. Like, I think, you know, all the other shit, yeah, when the big label come with the big check, I feel like, you know, like that would be cool too. But like, as long as I keep my, you know, ownership, that's what the biggest thing is to me. And like, just if I could just be myself and have creative control. Right.
So I do know that you were in Rhode Island, and I know you kind of like transitioned over here into Atlanta. So what really sparked your big move?
So like 2019, bruh, I just dropped the album. It was called Femme, and it was like in June. And like, I don't know, I was going through mad shit. Like, one of my brothers, rest in peace, Solo, but you know, he passed away like 3 days after my listening party, and like that shit really just had me down bad for real. Like, I was just on some like fuck the world, like really just out here drinking, getting mixed in like the wrong shit, and you know, spiraling. And then I was like, nah, like I gotta get out of here before like I become like this and stay there, you feel me? So I was like, nah, let me work me 2 jobs. Like, I worked at fucking Foot Locker, then I worked at Urban Outfitters. So I had 2 jobs. You know, I like to get fly, so I'm like, shit, if I'm gonna have me a job, like, let me just make sure them discounts is lit. I can still like dress nice, dress how I wanna dress. And you know, I got 2 jobs. I was working every day, still going to the studio at nighttime, just overworking myself. And then I was just like, you know what? I want to move to LA. So before I came here, I was in LA,
Oh,
and
wow.
I moved there January 2020, and then like fucking COVID happened, you know, and then I was like, everything was shutting down. At first I didn't think that shit was real for real, but like then everything started shutting down, and I'm like, yo, where are the party? Where's the studios? Like, what's going on? Then I left LA. One of my friends out here was like, yo, you should fuck with Atlanta. I was like, yo, it's shut down. Like, what the hell we gonna do out here? Atlanta never really been like a thing for me to move to. Like, but it's like the best decision I ever made, because since I moved here, like, all the shit that I really wanted to do is like really happening. Like, and like, I got hella love for Atlanta for real. Like, you could really make shit happen. You could really like build something here, like for real.
Basically, like, can you recall your breaking point that you had when you're like, okay, I'm done with the alcohol, I'm done getting into shit, like?
Well, it was never really like that. It's just like the limit. Like, for me, I would like drink to like not feel some shit, and then really carrying like these demons and sadness and exploding on like people I like care about, or like certain situations. Like, it was I was like in a dark space, but it was like, I had got me like a little like room, like a little room somewhere, cause I was basically like homeless for real. Like, just like, I would have like girlfriends, like I'd be living at my girlfriend's house, or whoever girl I was fucking with at the time, whatever, just bopping around, like, still doing the music shit, but I got tired of that. So I was like, nah, like, let me just boss up and like, get my own shit, get my shit together, get my mind right, work on, nobody wants to fucking work a job as a creative, but like, I really needed that, like, discipline, like, you gotta be up at this time, you gotta, even if you feel like not doing something today, nah, you gotta do that. So I just needed that discipline for myself, so yeah.
And just observing, like, it seems like no matter what you go through, you are always focused on the music.
Always.
How do you carry that discipline?
I mean, music is fun, like, for real, like, I don't think I could ever quit, like, even if sometimes it's just like, shit, like, damn, like, times it'd be like, damn, when is this shit gonna work? Like, when is shit gonna, but I just know it's coming. Like, I just always know it's coming. It's like, I already done got so far, like, I'm already in this shit, so it's like, why would I quit? Like, I'm still gonna have to go figure and learn some new shit out all over again, so it's like, now I'm already here. I already know I'm talented at what I do, so it's like, why not just keep riding this shit out, like, for real, for real. And just like having good people around you that, make sure that your mental's straight, make sure that you ain't tripping, make sure that you know that you that nigga, you that person. Like, I have a great like support system, like as far as like friends like that believe in me, for real.
Now, when it comes to your music, where would you say you pull inspiration from?
Pharrell. I like Pharrell because he's like,
I love Pharrell.
yeah, he's an icon, like style icon. I also like the executive producing shit that he be on. Like, I be into shit like that. I like Kanye, Drake, of course, Nicki, like, and niggas is young. This is all my favorite artists, you feel me, growing up. But Lauryn Hill, Erykah Badu, Aaliyah, of course. I just got so many people, like Brent, Tame Impala. Anything.
Oh, I love me some Tame Impala.
Like, anything, anybody that inspires me. But like, I really like all the GOATs, like the GOATs that make them down. Like, nobody can be a Drake, nobody can be a Jay-Z, nobody can be, I like all one-on-one people. Anybody that's one-on-one, I'm fucking with it.
Now, have you ever been through a heartbreak and you was like, I gotta turn this into a song?
Yeah. Most like all my songs be on some shit like that. Like, but it's cool. Like, that's my therapy. You feel me? Like, talking about that shit in the music. I feel like it just sounds better in the music. Like, I feel like if I say that shit in conversation, motherfuckers don't be understanding. But if you say it in the song, they understand. Like, they can feel that shit. Like, yeah.
Now, I'm really interested in how you got your buzz, because you got a lot of people rocking with you. Like, you got a lot of listeners. And, yeah, I want to know how you were able to really catch that buzz for yourself.
So, basically, like, when I first started out, bro, like, I was just putting out songs on SoundCloud. Like, I put out, like, 2 songs. And, like, you know, like, I was just putting out the music, like, just people was fucking with it. I was like, okay, cool. Then I sent it to shout out Where's Nasty, like, he's a DJ in my city, curator for this big event called Day Trip. Like, if you ever out there, you gotta come. But it's like a big ass day party. Anyway, like, he's like one of the top DJs in my city, and he got like ties with all types of people outside of Rhode Island. So I just thought it was smart for me to just send him my song, and he was fucking with it. And then next thing you know, at the parties, like, niggas is playing and shit. Everybody like, yo, who is this girl? Like, you know, she coming around, she flashed. We never knew her for music. She was always fly, but, you know, she's actually dope. Then, like, I had dropped, like, this one song that, like, it's called On. Like, it was on some rap shit. Like, I was really, like, on some shit. And, like, Justine Sky, the artist, she, back in the day when Snapchat was popping, she had posted the song on her Snapchat story. And people was, like, DMing me, like, messaging me, like, yo, this girl, she playing your song. Like, you see this shit? I see this shit. I was like, wow, like, that's crazy. And where I'm from, shit like that don't happen at all. So that's when all the blogs, like Complex, Bitches and Pains, all these people just started hitting me. And then, you know, then I started to be like, okay, bet I'm gonna do music for real. And, you know, over time, like, I developed into my own sound. But really, I just really built a buzz in my city first. Like, I'm big on, like, laying that foundation first, because I'm not about to try to be some artist that just want to do some shit and it's not lit in my city and then try to be lit somewhere else. Like, you don't even know how to build the levels to, like, get to the top.
Yeah.
So, like, for me, like, that's really how, like, the like, fans and support, that's where it happened. And, like, the music being dope as well. Like, it was just easy. Like, even the labels, like, coming through, like, having meetings with them and shit, like, it was just easy from the beginning. Cause, you know, like, I'm a genuine person, like, I just be coming as me, like, the music's good, and, like, I'm not afraid to support other people too. Like, people, like, be thinking, like, it's just all about them. Like, me, I be showing love to everybody, like, for real. Like, if I like what you do, for real. So that just always just came back to me, like, for real.
Now, outside of Justine Sky, who were some other major cosigns that you received?
Shit, major cosigns. Like, that was, like, the major one that really took it.
Yeah,
like,
that took it up
back
there.
in the day, because this is when she was hanging with, like, I think, like, Kim K and Kylie Jenner, like, those were her best friends. So, you know, people was like, what the fuck? Like how did that happen?
Yeah.
Like, so, but, like, shit, like 2020, like, Brent was one of my favorite artists. Like, I actually got him to come to the studio and play him some music and shit like that, and he was fucking with it. I actually worked with, like,
I saw you work with Junie.
Yeah, Junie's the hardest nigga out. Like,
y'all got that on the way. Like, that shit is hard.
Be on the way, yeah. We did that shit like a year ago too. Like, but I'm proud of Junie, man. He just going up, making all the right moves, and like his music speaks for itself.
Right. Now, I'm really curious to know what your grind looked like as an R&B artist from back then and even up until now.
My grind, I'm really just figuring this shit out. Like, I'm gonna be real, I'm just figuring this shit out. Like, day by day, I don't like have like a set thing that I do, like besides like studio regularly. Like, I be recording myself. Like, to me, it's just like making the music, getting outside and meeting the people, and like figuring out how I could turn that into dollar signs, you know? Whether it's like I'm selling a merch or selling a show or a ticket or whatever, like, as long as I got something that people, other than the music, like people can feel attached to, that's what I'm building on right now.
Right.
Like, you got like people that think they know what they talking about, just like putting some shit out, and because they work with whoever or they this and that, like people always think that they know what they talking about on social media, when it's really like, nigga, like nobody knows what the fuck they talking about. Just do some shit, and you know, shit, like I put a project out, shit, if I want to put a project out 2 years later from now, shit, that's what I'm gonna do. Like,
yeah.
But you know, in this day and age, you gotta be consistent. But it's like me, I always like my favorite artists, you know. Another one, Rihanna's a big influence, just because of her eras. Like, every album was a different era. Like, you know, she had the red hair, then she had the Disturbia look, then she, you know, she had all these different looks and feels for each album. That's how I feel like I want to go about music. Just like even Kendrick, he do the same shit. Like, it's just a different era. Like, I feel like people should get more back into that, because that's really the whole art of it.
It's
like,
a story.
Yeah. A lot of people just making music just to make music nowadays too, which is cool, but like, I really want to do this shit and really got a story to tell, so I can't say it all on one album. Like, it's just, you know. And I'm gonna grow. Like, this album that I just put out, like, it might be totally different from an album I put out, the 5th album or the fucking 4th album. Like, niggas is just growing, you feel me?
What do you feel like your purpose is with you pursuing your career right now?
My purpose, shit, really to put my city on the map, for real. Like, I'm big on Rhode Island, and I'm big on, you know, representing where I'm from, because like, we have so much talent, not only music, but like, you know, just other different like creatives like out there. Like, they call Providence the creative capital of the world. Like, we have one of the top biggest art schools there called RISD. Rest in peace, Virgil. Virgil spoke over there. Like, niggas I didn't get to meet him, I wasn't there, but a couple of my creative homies, they were really like, yo, I got to meet Virgil and all this shit. Like, that's dope. But like, my biggest thing is like just putting my city on the map, because we don't have like a market out there. Like, we have so much creatives, but like, we have to move to like bigger cities like a New York or LA or Atlanta. Like, me, I want to make it where I'm so like big that like I could just put something in my city. Like, you know, like what Drake did for Toronto. Ain't nobody was talking about Toronto like that. Like, before Drake. Like, I didn't even know what the hell that was. Like, but that's what I want to do. Like, what Drake did for Toronto, that's what I want to do for Providence.
And you on your way there, like, you going crazy. I'm telling you, when I came across you, I listened to that Pink Lemonade, and I was like, Oh my God, this shit. Okay, so we got to talk about that single, the Pink Lemonade track. Talk about the creative process with that, and like the inspirations you pulled, and how the hell that thing went to blow up like it did.
So, the producer, Wolf, amazing producer, first of all, he's from Houston. Houston, Texas. I don't know, Texas, they got some talent out there. I ain't gonna lie. Like, they got a lot of soul and talent just spewing out, ready to just explode. But, like, he played the beat. The beat was called Pink Lemonade. You feel me? So I was just like, instantly I heard it, laid some shit down on it. Like, the song itself was like, how I was feeling at the moment, like, me leaving home, like, you know, if I got time, I'm gonna fall through. Lately, I've been running around, I can call you. Like, that's some real life shit. Like, it's me just talking like hot, like, you know, if I come back, would you still answer me, like, type shit? Like, would you still fuck with me? So that's how I was feeling. I was in the studio, instantly laid the hook down. It just came to me fast because the beat was just so fire. Homie sampled Static Major, rest in peace, but like he sampled the little, oh yeah, in the beginning of the song, he sampled Static Major, so that was dope. Yeah, the creation like of the whole album was dope too. It was just an experience. Like I spent like 2 years just making songs and then finally putting like a whole thing together.
Girl on Rhode. Okay, you recently dropped that. That project is crazy. We gotta talk about the creative process with that and just the emotions you felt with this album, the whole nine.
Yeah. So really like Girl on Rhode, you know, I call myself Road Girl. Everybody call me Road Girl, like, you feel me? Cause, you know, Rhode Island. But anyway, Girl on Rhode was just how I was feeling, like, again, just being on the road, like, leaving home, going to LA, going to Atlanta. Also, like living this nomadic lifestyle, like, you know, just on the road, like, looking at different shit, being inspired by different shit. Just me telling my story, like, for real, how I was feeling, like, the first track, 101, like, that shit, like, I feel like I'm 101, like, I think I said in the song, like, everybody thinks I'm crazy, but I think y'all all the same, like, it's like, it takes a lot of, like, courage and, like, confidence and, like, bravery to, like, leave the city that I'm from, like, cause everything is so comfortable and it's so small, and like when you get out into the big world, it's like, damn, like everything is so big and scary, but it's not really scary. It's just like, that's where I felt like I got the title of the name from, just being on the road. Long story short, but the creative process behind it, shout out Wolf, the producer. He like one of the main producers on it. Micah, he's from here. He do like all the crit shit, big crit, engineers. He's the best engineer to me. But shout out my nigga Tree Dot, hard ass white boy producer. That's my white boy. But yeah, we just formulated this whole project together. Shout out Dutch, somebody who's working with too. He cool too. But we just formulated this project, and like, you know, I'm writing all the songs, like, you know, just feed me the beats. Like, I just get in the studio and I'm killing everything. Like, that's what I do. Like, but yeah.
Now, your last project that you dropped, that was the 2019 project. So why did you wait so long to drop Girl on Rhode?
Like, it was not like a waiting thing. It was just like, so the album been done, like, it been done 2 years ago. Like, it was just like, niggas got into like situations like distribution. Like, I'm currently in something with AWOL right now. They help me out just on like marketing and funding and shit like that. While still having my, you know, ownership and independence. So, yeah, that was like a situation for me, locked in that situation, and just really just understanding like the sound, like developing myself more as an artist. Like I feel like I was trying, like, and this comes with age, but I feel like I was just trying to like be like, yo, what's gonna be hot? Like, what are people gonna fuck with?
The trends,
like, what are, if the radio, would the club fuck with this? I had to like let all of that shit go and just create the shit. Like how Missy and Timbaland was, they wasn't listening to nobody. They just went in the studio and was like, fuck everybody, I'm doing me. Like, I'm making my sound. So I feel like I'm on a journey of developing the sound, like, and solidifying it, so.
You hit a really important point with you saying, like, when you first started out, you was listening to, like, if this do good in the club. I think oftentimes outsiders, we put that pressure, like, okay, this sounds good in the club, but we sometimes forget about the art, like the art that has to go behind the club bangers and like different stuff like that. So I think it's really dope that you actually took that time to just focus on what you enjoy creating and not like what everybody else wants to hear.
Facts. Because really that it's all about, like, artists, we just gotta get out of our heads sometimes. Like, that shit really be in the way. Like, that shit really be some people's downfall. Like, being in their head a lot, and it just be stopping shit that they wanna do because they just thinking about some shit that really don't even matter. Like, just be yourself. Like, as cliche as that sounds, but just being yourself is gonna get you so further than anything else. Like, but yeah, it's good to be influenced and, you know, fuck with other shit, but like, just always remember what you is and what you here to do and like what your sound is. And that comes with overtime.
Right. And I know when you were getting ready to release Girl on Rhode, you had dropped like a teaser type video. Where did y'all come up with the concept for that? Because that was cool as hell.
Shout out Dev, you know Dev? Overdose Studios?
I think so.
You gotta fuck with her. Like, Dev is an amazing, like,
the creative direction was crazy.
Yeah, she's an amazing creator. Like, she's just so dope. And like, I met her on some genuine shit. She said she already heard of me, but like, when I hit her, like, I'm like, yo, I'm trying to work. And you know, we just built a relationship over time. And yeah, she came up with that shit. Like, she really dope. Like, she was like, yo, why not just burn an umbrella? And I was like, fuck it, I'm with it. Like, that's the type of shit I'm trying to get into. Like, the visuals have to be like, it just has to be different. Like, it doesn't have to be different, but it just, for me and what I'm trying to do, like, the visuals matter the most, because I feel like the music I'm making, like, everybody tell me like, yo, like, I already see a video for this, or visually I already see something visual. So it's like, the visuals just gotta be popping.
Yeah, you use a lot of imagery in your songs.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, but shout out Dev, Overdose Studios, they great team. Like, they did the album cover, they helped with the rollout, like, they're amazing. So shout out Dev, I love you.
Now, Lily, you just dropped Girl on Rhode. You know we waiting for some more heat already. So what can we expect from you next during this year?
Shit, more music. Like, now I drop, I'm like, I'm ready to drop some. I like got like four albums done, like already. Like, I just have so much music I'm ready just to put out. Like, I've been ready. Like, I'm just like, let's go. Like, let's go. I'm working on another project right now, but like, I'm still working on like the visuals and shit for this one and shit like that. Possibly, maybe tour. I don't know. Like, I heard that was coming up soon, so, you know.
You hinting some stuff.
You know, I heard that was coming up soon. I don't know, but maybe tour.
And I do want to ask you, like, in the next, I would say, like, 3 years. Actually, we're going to say 2 years. Where do you see yourself?
Bigger than Billie Eilish.
Manifested on the porch.
I'm trying to be bigger than Billie Eilish. And people, every time I say that, they look at me crazy. But it's like, that's where I'm trying to be. And I think, not even think, I know that. I
know it too. Like, we had to bring you on here because we already know it's going to be a time where we can't reach your ass nowhere.
Yo, you feel me? Like, I'm happy to be here. I appreciate you, Michaela, for real.
Nah, we fuck with you heavy. Like, the music is hard. I feel like people are starting to wake up. I feel like they was woke already, but now that you drop, this is like, okay.
Like, oh, shit.
We got to keep checking her out.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, you dropped your stuff with Junie, too, on the way. That shit was hard. Like, you moving. You really moving.
Being genuine, for real. Like, you never know what some shit could just happen. Off of just being genuine, being in the right room at the right time, and just being a real nigga. That's it.
Now, before we wrap up, do you have any last words or shout-outs?
Shout out to my cat, Aries. She's with my mom right now in Maryland. I miss my cat so much. Shout out to God. Shout out to y'all. Shout out Z-Boy. Shout out Jalen. Shout out Drew. Shout out Easy 803, nigga. Shout out just everybody I fuck with. Like, and stay up, stay real. Don't conform to just one sound. If you want to do other things, if you're a weird ass nigga, if you a cool ass nigga, just do that shit. Be you. Like, be diverse. That's all I gotta say.
All right, and that's a wrap for Lily.
Yeah.
I got a question I would like to ask you. Would it be too soon in the bathroom? Would it be too soon if I